meeting of the Town Council. It's a special meeting tonight where we are saying goodbye to a couple of the members of the council and welcoming and congratulating our new council members and swearing them in. Thank you for joining us, and I'll start with a roll call.
Thank you and good evening. Councilmember Rennie.
Here.
Councilmember Sayak.
Here.
Vice Mayor Spector.
Here.
Mayor and Chair Jensen.
Here. As always, the first, well, I guess we're not, are we doing council matters and manager matters this evening? I don't see it on the agenda.
We are not.
That? Okay. So the first item on our agenda then is our consent calendar, which consists of the minutes from our last meeting. If anyone would like to pull the minutes or the consent agenda, as it were, let me know if you're a member of the council. Raise your hand if you are joining us as a member of the public, if you'd like to pull that. Seeing no one, I'll look for a motion.
Mayor, I'm sorry, a hand just went up.
Oh, a hand went up. Brian Toy, did you want to pull the minutes from the meeting of just our last meeting? And hear it as a regular council matter, public hearing, or did you have something else you wanted to talk about?
I guess what I believe is, I guess, for the residents and I guess the community.
The verbal communication?
Right, yeah, the communication.
Yeah, we'll call that next.
Okay. I didn't want to, last meeting, I guess I spoke at not exactly the right time, and so
okay. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when the right time is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So our consent item is approval of the minutes from December 1 council meeting. I'm going to assume that I don't have any pulling it. So Vice Mayor, do you have a motion?
Thank you. Move to approve the consent calendar consisting of agenda item 1.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Councilwoman Sayak. As always on the Zoom meetings, we do a roll call vote. So I will ask each council member for their vote. Vice Mayor?
Yes.
Councilman Rennie?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sayak?
Yes.
The mayor votes yes, so that passes unanimously. Now it's time for verbal communications. This is the time where anyone that's participating with us this evening can talk to the council about any matter that is not on tonight's agenda. So the things that are on tonight's agenda are certification of election results for locally, and also the transition of the mayor and the council, swearing in of new mayors and council members. If you'd like to speak about something that I haven't mentioned, this is the time for you to do that. So Mr. Toy, if you want to talk about something I haven't mentioned, I see your hand up. And if anyone else wants to talk for 3 minutes, you may also raise your hand and talk at this time. So Mr. Toy.
Okay, I guess, again, I apologize. I kind of missed your message there. Sorry, I missed your message there.
Anything you want to talk about that's not on our agenda?
So I guess I'll just say I met Maria Ristow downtown near the Kerfol Cleaners, and I thought I met her and Matthew Hudes, and I guess either of them would do a good job in whatever leadership position the council sees fit, I guess.
Well, actually, if this council certifies election results, they'll be members of the council. So you can talk to them again. It's not up to us, it's up to the voters.
Okay.
Anyone else want to talk to us this evening about something that's not on our agenda?
So Mayor, actually, this is the only time on the agenda that anyone can speak to anything.
Oh, okay. So I guess it's free to talk about whatever you like. Is that correct, Ms. Neese?
Yes.
That's all right. All right, so raise your hand if you'd like to speak, and you have 3 minutes. You don't need to use it all. Don Kapobris.
Good evening, Mayor Jensen, Mayor, Vice Mayor Spector, council members, Don Cherry, Town Attorney Schultz, and Town Manager Pravetti. Sorry, Rob, your suit is totally distracting. So I'm Don Capobras, and I wish we could all be in person today to appropriately thank the mayor and vice mayor for all they have done for the town. For a few years, I couldn't speak to Mayor Jensen as she was serving on Planning Commission when I first walked into Town Hall, but I've known both Marcia and Barbara for 12 years now. And while we may have not agreed on some or most things, both of you have always indulged my grumbling, maybe a few tantrums, and my overall developerness with grace and courtesy. We have even shared a few laughs. I find both of you to have misunderstood, underestimated, and frankly hilarious sense of humors. You're also both very savvy, which always made big vote events really interesting on our side. I just wanted you to know that I will miss you on town council. I really will. I hope to be able to grab a drink when it is safe to do so and we can tell each other what we really wanted to say after all of these years. Thank you, Mary Jensen, and thank you, Vice Mayor Spector. Just finish by saying I was just telling someone the other day, not all town or city council members are accessible in the Bay Area or around the country for that matter. But I can't recall a time when council members Wasserman, Rice, Pierzynski, McNutt, Leonardis, Spector, Jensen, Rennie, and Syok didn't take a meeting with us on the North 40 team, even when we were the last people they wanted to hear from that week or that day. Los Gatos council members have been so very accessible without having to hire lobbyists or political juice, and it's a characteristic that you should be very proud of, and that I know will continue with the new council members who were just elected. And so I look forward to getting to know the new council members in the years to come. Congratulations to you all. And again, thank you to everybody, Councilmember Jensen or Mayor Jensen and Vice Mayor Spector for all the years of conversation and I think friendship.
Thank you, Mr. Capobras. You have been a worthy advocate for your cause, and I've really enjoyed getting to know you over the years. So thank you for your comments. Deborah Weinstein.
Good evening, Council. I just had to be here at this evening to say just a huge thank you and a huge amount of support and admiration for both Marcia and Barbara for the years of service that you've given Los Gatos. From the moment I moved to this town 14 years ago, you both were supportive in mentoring the involvement of the public in so many different ways. And I just so appreciate the time you've spent for our town. So thank you so much. And I hope you have your retirement from this worthy cause planned out to do fun stuff. And thank you again.
Thank you, Ms. Weinstein. Always a pleasure to talk with you and hear from you. Linda Lizotte.
All right. My name is Ken Kelly. I'm sitting here with Linda Lizotte. She's
okay. I see Linda Lizotte on my screen. Hi.
All right. And Ken's over here sitting next to her. She looks like a ventriloquist or something. First of all, I want to say hello to Laurel Privetti, our favorite municipal manager in the entire world. So hello, Laurel. And with regards to Barbara Spector, my favorite human being outside of my wife in the entire world. That includes her husband as well. Barbara, I wish that there was you in every town and or city council in the entire United States of America. Los Gatos is really lucky to have had you for the time that they did. You represent the very best in municipal responsibility. Marcia, I don't know you, but I know Barbara exceedingly well. So, bon voyage.
This is Linda. Ditto. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Laurel. Hi, Mariko. Rob, hi. Marcia, good to see you again. As a former San Jose City Council member, I know how difficult it is to be a council member in any town. So I thank you both for your service. Barbara, it's going to be nice having you as a civilian again. And we wish you the best and see you real soon. I don't know the town, Rob, but hi. And see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you both very much. Vice Mayor, did you want to say anything? High praise indeed. Okay. Okay. Catherine Summers.
I'll just quietly
Oh.
accept it graciously.
There you go. Always a good move. Catherine Summers.
Good evening, Council. I didn't really know that we were speaking tonight, but now that I'm listening to all of these other people talking, getting kind of teary-eyed actually, because you two women are definitely mentors of mine. Whew. Thank you for all you've done for this town, for disagreeing with me, and for challenging me. Your style, your understanding of the law and the words. I think I never really knew the difference between, let's see, shall and will, but I'll know that from here on out. I appreciate so much that you've taken the time to give me some direction in leading the Chamber of Commerce and the business community for those public speaking lessons, which I clearly, still need some work on those. For taking my calls when I need advice, when I've made some mistakes. Both of you really love this town, and it's very apparent. And while I've not always agreed with your decisions you've made, I know that you've made them from the heart and because you think the decision you made is best for the town. And I think we will all benefit from that for many, many years to come. So thank you. Best of luck. Hope to see you around.
Thank you, Catherine. Jeff Suzuki.
Say that I very much appreciate how receptive this council was to voices like the anti-racism, Los Gatos Anti-Racism Coalition in Los Gatos. I very much appreciated the alacrity at which the council responded to community voices, such as hosting the community conversations in prior months. So I just wanted to thank you all for your time and contributions in this town. I very much appreciated working with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Suzuki. I don't see any other hands. Oh, I do. John Shepherdson. Just go ahead and unmute yourself and start speaking whenever you're ready.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So I wrote a little poem. Tuesday, December 8th, 2020. We can be grateful and more. We can celebrate democracy at work and those that make it work. We can be grateful and celebrate those that seek to serve, Vidami, Hooties, and Risto, and soon-to-be's. And those that have served, Specter, Jensen, and though perhaps not here tonight, regardless, former member Leonardis. For all the world's a stage, and he left in the middle of Act 2. And so we would be remiss if we did not honor his creative and even courageous ideas, service, and purpose. Council member Marcia Jensen, what can we say? Let's start with the Planning Commission. She was on it for 10 years, and then another 14 years. That alone is beyond and above the call. Not one to rest on that. Another 8 annuals on the council, 22 years of service in toto. Yet years alone do not a positive impact make. The effort, preparation, focus, and deliberations and decisions do. So let's be plain. She's been a titan with a capital T for the town public service. And a standing O, oh no, that would not be out of place. And now for member Specter. I believe in 1979, or perhaps before, you started pitching in on the local public debate. 4 terms on council, another 2 on the PC, and so that's somewhere around 24 years. And like Member Jensen, the same sustained effort, prep, focus, and deliberation. Between the two, 46 years. We have two capital T titans in our midst. So these phrases of deserved praise, unfortunately, truly do injustice in describing what they have done. However, their marks live on in the children, in the parents, and the grandparents whose quality of life has been made better by their significant long-term contributions. There is no higher award. That's a badge of honor that they can carry deep down inside of themselves long after this night is over. I got 6 seconds, so I'm done.
Thank you, Mr. Shepherdson, and thank you for your cooperation and contribution over the years. I am going to call something very awkward because on my screen it says Kathy's desktop. So whoever is Kathy's desktop, please let us know who you are, unmute yourself and start speaking.
Okay, Kathy's desktop is Kathy Morgan, and I've never been able to figure out how to change it to my actual name. I have served with both of you decades and decades and decades ago on the Planning Commission, and I am very grateful to you as I have retired from public service to have you still with us and thinking and fighting the battles and thinking the thoughts and deciding what is best for the town. Thank you with all my heart. Hope now you can really retire and have the leisure time that you have given up for all these decades. Bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ms. Morgan. Pleasure to hear from you. Lee Fagot.
Thank you both, Ms. Spector and Ms. Jensen, for your commitment to our town over the decades and the commitment you've made to our citizens, our community. You have set a standard that is very high. And even when you had the wrong position on some of the issues, you still set the standard pretty high. Your counsel to citizens with collaborative openness to all of us and your efforts have helped more folks become engaged and participate in the process. Again, that's by both of you ladies setting very high standards and staying at those standards. Stay true going forward, and please stay as engaged as possible. We are all continuing to learn from both of you. Again, what a legacy. However, I have to admit that you should enjoy some of your leisure time now going forward, but just don't get caught. And with that, all the best, and I'm applauding. And again, you've put a pretty high standard out there. Thank you both for this commitment. Take care.
Mr. Fagot, thank you, and thank you for what you have been doing for the town. We appreciate it. Assembly Member Evan Lowe, welcome.
Well, good evening. It's good to be with all of you, and I miss seeing all of you in person. But this will certainly have to do, but I could not miss this moment, an opportunity to recognize and thank two distinguished women to which I have had the pleasure of serving with when I was on the Campbell City Council. And I think that we were able to work very collaboratively in the West Valley regions. And now in this capacity at the state level, representing and working for the town of Los Gatos and the wonderful people, you both have been equally committed in holding our state accountable in telling us what we are doing right, and also telling us what we're not doing right. But advocating always in the best interest of our residents. And to both of you, thank you very much for your years and decades of service. And I look forward to continuing seeing what the next chapter has in your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Assembly Member Lowe. We really appreciate it. Oh, look, there's something on the screen here. Mr. Andrews, that looked like a plaque for Barbara Spector. Congratulations, Vice Mayor. And Assemblymember Lowe, thank you so much for all of your service and accessibility over the years. We really appreciate it. Oh, and there's another one. Thank you. I see another hand, Shannon. Thinking that might be Shannon Susick.
Yeah, am I the last one? Because you know how I like to get up there last to speak. And
you are last.
I usually go completely off topic and have a great something written and then get all riled up. And I just am so honored to be a part of your Zoom meeting tonight. And wanted to say that I know that everyone's excited about the new council people, but I think a great number of us are very sad that you both are retiring. Happy for you, but sad because of your wisdom and expertise. And on a personal note, I have to thank you both and actually all the council for your support over the years. We've been in the trenches. Sometimes one of us shoveling and sometimes one of us not. And your wisdom and leadership has been quite remarkable. And I just want to thank you both.
Thank you, Shannon. Turned out you weren't actually last. Sorry.
Oh darn.
There's another hand went up, and that's Mary Badami. Congratulations, Councilwoman Badami.
Thank you. You know, I've got to thank you both, Mayor Jensen and Vice Mayor Spector, for your leadership. Town has been so privileged to have lawyers of your caliber serving as town council. When you spoke, we listened. You made difficult decisions with great intellect, and you made it look so easy. Your very presence provided security and inspiration. We will miss you. It'll be a tough act to follow. You can't be followed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Badami. We look forward to you being sworn in a few minutes. Would anyone else like to speak? If not, I'm going to move on. I always give it a couple minutes just in case, and I don't see any hands going up. So we're actually going to move on to our only business of this evening, which is to consider certification of the election results for November 3rd, 2020. And Ms. Pavetti or Mr. Schultz, are you going to talk to us briefly about that? If not, that's...
Yeah, we don't really have a staff report
right.
Beyond what is in your packet. We
Right.
received all the information from the registrar of voters and it's ready
Okay.
for consideration.
Okay, great. Did any member of the public want to talk to us about the certification of election results? I'm going to resist making a comment about that. If there are no comments, I'm going to look to a member of the council for a motion to certify the November 3rd, 2020 election results. Vice Mayor Spector.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Rennie. I'll call the question. Councilwoman Sayoc.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rennie.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Spector.
Yes.
Mayor votes yes. So it passes unanimously, and we have a certification of those results. So congratulations to those of you who are newly elected. Then I guess I will turn it over then to Ms. Pavetti, correct? So Ms. Pavetti?
Thank you so much. It's really my honor to recognize our Vice Mayor, Barbara Spector, for all her many years of service to the Town Council. On behalf of the Town Council and the town staff, we have a recognition for you. And Arn, if you could just put up the slide so everyone could see. So you will be receiving a plaque that commemorates your many years of service to the town of Los Gatos. As a council member for 16 years, one of our longest standing council members, the years that you served as mayor, and then again as vice mayor. And you can go back to gallery view. Thank you, Arn. I just wanted to say our public really spoke so highly of all of your contributions to this town, and we are going to miss your wisdom, your thoughtfulness, your insightful questions. I especially appreciated the way you brought your mediation skills to the council and really tried to find common ground so that way the council could make effective decisions for Los Gatos. So on behalf of the town, we thank you for your very many years of service, and we sincerely hope that you do continue with engagement with the town. So thank you very much.
Vice Mayor.
Thank you. Is it my turn now?
It is.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you, Laurel. You're right. I've been on the council for 16 years, and there's been a lot that's happened in those 16 years, but it's been done with the assistance of you, prior town managers, current staff, prior staff. I want to thank this current council for supporting things that we all worked on. Prior councils for 10, 15 years for their support of issues that were important to me and for them going ahead and working on them. I have a real big shout out for Ira, my husband, because if it weren't for Ira, it would definitely have been difficult, if not impossible, to do 16 years of council work, in addition to now doing mediation and arbitration work, and then prior to that, civil trial lawyer work. So Ira, thank you very much. And I also want to take an opportunity to thank the community. Thank them for over the 16 years for thousands of emails, for thousands of votes when I ran for office and supporting me, for coming to the council meetings, John Shepherdson, for speaking at the council meetings, and for scheduling one-on-one meetings with me, normally in my office, which was either at Boulanger or the Purple Onion. And in all those meetings, no matter what the subject matter was, and no matter how it was framed, all of these people in their own way, Don Capobres, all of these people in their own way was working to make Los Gatos special. And whenever they talked about Los Gatos being special, they started with, the mountains that surround our town. And then from there, we go on to mountains that surrounded the Ohlone Indians, whose mural is now on the Main Street Bridge, underneath the Main Street Bridge, along the trail. We have the mountains that have surrounded the cowboys who had shootouts on Main Street, the Forbes Mill, the Blossom Hill orchards, the 20s and 30s in Los Gatos when we had artists and beatniks and musicians, the 60s and 70s when we had the hippies, the technology of today. But then today we are at a point where we must all work through and work together on combating the COVID virus. And I am looking forward to the time when we complete that, and I'm going to be able to see all of you and members of this community, not as little squares on my computer, but I'm going to see you running, walking, eating, drinking, buying stuff in our town, and I look forward to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. I will once again go to Ms. Pavetti.
Thank you. It's now my honor to recognize our outgoing mayor, Marcia Jensen. So I actually have two presentations. As is our tradition, we always recognize our outgoing mayor. So Arn, if you could just put up the, so we have the ceremonial plaque with the gavel for Marcia Jensen to commemorate this year. Thank you so much. And Arn, you can go back to gallery view. Thank you. I just want to say that this has been a remarkable year. 2020 started out normally, and then of course it is far from normal. And I would say that the leadership that Mayor Jensen showed and the ability to bring the council together for special meetings to support not only our business community, but also our nonprofits, to support our tenants, to really demonstrate empathy and compassion during this very, very difficult time. We couldn't have done it without that kind of leadership, and the leadership really supporting the full council in these tough times. So thank you, Mayor, for your service again on behalf of the staff and the town council during this very unusual year. You did an absolute remarkable job. And now I'd like to just segue, if I may, to recognizing your full career with the town of Los Gatos as an elected official. We have as well a commemorative plaque memorializing your service as mayor, vice mayor, and council member for your different terms. And thank you, Arn. So we do want to also recognize everything that you've brought as an elected official to Los Gatos and your planning commission service before that. Again, your insights, your intelligence, your sense of humor, the way you analyzed issues, and really asked staff to really do their very best. And I think by setting a high expectation, we all rose to the occasion to do our best work, and we will continue to do so for our future councils. So for that, I thank you. And I've learned an awful lot from your leadership style as well. Each of you have a very distinct contribution, and I really appreciate what each of you have done. So thank you, Mayor Jensen, for your service this past year and during your career as an elected official. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Privetti. You're too kind. I kind of had an order, but my remarks are very much like the vice mayor's, which is not surprising because the themes of our appreciation for the staff, the work that they do, our appreciation for our colleagues and the work that they do, our appreciation for our community and their involvement and their passion are exactly the same. And in so many ways, I wouldn't be here without the vice mayor, who was on the planning commission before me, who was on the council before me, and who was a mentor and encouraged me in public service. So I need to thank you, Vice Mayor Barbara Spector, for helping me along and showing me the way and indicating, to all of us how important mentorship is. I next need to thank my family, some of who are here tonight, just as the Vice Mayor thanked her husband. I could not possibly do this without my family, their support, their tireless and endless watching of KCAP, their listening to my talk about the most esoteric things in the world with humor, with good grace, with actual thoughtfulness, with oftentimes disbelief. My son, who I think is watching, Mom, I can't believe you're the mayor. My daughter, who is watching, who would come back to me and say, hey, this is an idea, this is an idea. But your good advice, your just being there, your humor, and your feedback has been invaluable. So guys, thank you so much. I also just need to say, even though they're not watching, well, actually I need to say something. My father, I believe, is watching. Hello, Dad. So public service was ingrained in me from the time I was a kid, from my grandfather and my parents. My father ran for elected office in Alameda County. He was the district attorney. And I swore I would never do that because it was just the worst. But I did. And public service has been, very rewarding. And as my father always says, that our government, and it's so apparent now, relies so much on the just reasonableness and goodness of good people stepping forward to do the right thing. And we do that here in Los Gatos. Consistently, we do it all the time. And it makes a difference for how communities and governments run. So Dad, thank you for being here and thank you for your support over the years. When I started this journey, I had no idea what it's going to bring. And over the 8 years, I have had the privilege to meet so many people who, as Vice Mayor said, are dedicated to this town in so many different ways, but their passion is the same. Their ideas are different. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't agree. But the point is to get that input, to listen, to act on it or not act on it, but always explain why you're doing it or why you're not. So for those of you who spoke, thank you. We've often been meeting. We've often been on the same side. We've sometimes been on the different side. But I'm so happy to be able to call some of you friends and certainly colleagues. And so thank you for being here this evening. And then I just wanted to touch on what Ms. Pravetti said before thanking the staff. This year has been extraordinary. We started out with a normal year and we thought, this is great. We have these goals, you know, community, this, that. And actually it's kind of appropriate because we started out with modifying our ordinances to protect ourselves from wildfire. We changed some vegetation things. We talked about defensible space and we put some ordinances in place to do that. And that was in January and February. And then in March, we were hit with a pandemic. And that did not stop our count. I wanted to say the things that I'm going to list right now, we've done with 4 people. We've done with 4 council members. So the collaboration and the work and the putting community first, like I like to say, of these council members to accomplish what I'm going to list with just 4 of us is something to behold. And I'm thankful for all of them for getting this done. In March, we enacted a moratorium to help our rent communities. In March, we also gave extra grants to our nonprofit partners so that we could support those who are vulnerable in our community. That was actually in April. In April, we also waived rents of our town tenants because our theme was we want to get in front and do those things that we hope that others would do. So we wanted to have moratorium on rents. We wanted to contribute to those who needed our help. And we wanted to show that be out front with the town doing those things that we wanted to encourage others to do. And then in May, we extended our local emergency proclamation so we could hopefully get in line to put our finances in order and claim some money later on. And we adopted our budget. And we were fortunate enough because we had a finance committee helping us and other interested parties helping us and a superb staff helping us who had flagged issues for us early on to be able to adopt a balanced budget and to be able to keep our town staff employed without laying off anyone and providing services. That was hugely important and a major accomplishment for Los Gatos. We were then able to, in May, hold special meetings and in June, be able to get out in front so that when the businesses were allowed to open, the town was ready. We were ready with parklets, we were ready with help, we were ready with K-Rail, we were ready with staffing assistance, we were ready with streamlined regulations, but we were ready and we were up and running, I'm proud to say, before many communities. And we did I think, Yay Council, we did a really nice job on that. We also set aside some money going forward so that we could hopefully continue that effort. And then later in the year, we directed some funds for the lighting that you see around town. And we also enacted some ordinances and policies that help those parklets stay up through the winter so that when they're allowed to open again, we're ready to go. So, and then we ended with an ad hoc committee that addressed wildfire again. And we came up with a 5-year plan going forward for how we were going to do that. So we kind of came full circle. But council, we accomplished a lot in a very crazy year. So your adaptability, your flexibility, your creativity, and your consensus building and willing to go forward with what's best for the town, I think has done the town a great service. And on behalf of the town, I want to thank you all. But none of that could be done without our amazing staff. I did thank you guys electronically earlier, but each and every one of these staff people, they dedicate so much time and energy to town. They are ready, they are willing to provide those services, they are intelligent, they are more than competent, They anticipate issues, they react to issues, they are available, and they are so supportive of council and so ready to do things for the community. So a huge thanks out to the staff. Nothing that we accomplished could be accomplished without you. So thank you very much. And with that, I'm just going to say I will miss you all, but I hope to stay involved in some form or the other and contribute. But it's been a privilege and honor to serve the town of Los Gatos, and I look forward to serving it in any way that I can in the future. So thanks all of you. And we will go now to, I believe, other members of the council if they'd like to make a comment. Oh, I forgot something. Wait, before I say something, it's very important actually. One of the collaborative things that we do in this town, and one of the things that we do so well, is to transfer power. And although it's just the mayor of a town of 30,000 people, it's very important. And our tradition in doing it in an organized fashion and in a traditional fashion helps us be a collaborative and collegiate body. And I know that I don't get to say anything because I'm going to soon be demoted to a participant. Not that that's not good, but however, I can't leave my soapbox without saying that there is no person who's better, ready, and able to serve the community at this time as mayor than Mariko Seak. And I sincerely hope that you will nominate her and expect that you will nominate her to be your mayor. Her leadership in our community conversations and inclusivity and diversity has been amazing and outstanding. And her leadership on other things and her just goodness as a person and wanting to bring us all together is something that the town is very fortunate to have. And the same for Councilman Rennie as your vice mayor. He is dedicated, he is prepared, he has great good grace. He challenges people on issues where he should. Thank you, and me in particular. And they are both ready and able to lead new council members and mentor them to make sure that the town gets the same sustained kind of great leadership that it has had in the past. So I just need to leave by saying that I hope you will follow through on our tradition of peaceful and efficient transfers of power. So thanks for that. And good night, all. Councilman Seak.
Well, thank you, Mayor and Vice Mayor. You can't leave without Councilmember Reddy and I giving our own thanks to both of you. I think one of the things that has already been mentioned is just the mentorship and the respect that both of you have provided this town has been tremendous over the many years. There has been so much talk nationwide about women role models for children. And while we may not have that nationwide, we've had that within the town for many years. And I thank you both for that. Mayor Jensen, I mean, this year has been incredibly difficult. And thank you for your strong leadership, as Town Manager Pravetti has already said. You guided us through one challenge after another, fostered creativity with the council, with the staff, with the community in meeting those challenges. And once again, Los Gatos became a leader in how we responded. And I thank all of us working collaboratively under your guidance to make that happen. On a personal level, you've already mentioned, it was a difficult summer with the racial unrest that we had. And I'm most appreciative of the time you allocated for our community workshops and our community to come together to share their experiences and to really look and think about what Los Gatos looks like for many of us. Vice Mayor Spector, as has already been said, your mentorship has been remarkable. When I moved into town, I've shared this story so many times before. I had heard so much about this angel that was working on a De Anza case to help women who were not listened to. And I think that is the biggest legacy you give to people is you listen, and you have listened to this town, you've listened to the residents, and that is something that will never be forgotten. So thank you both.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Rennie, you don't have to say anything, but if you want to, you can.
I have to say something. I'd like to start by thanking both Councilmember Spector, our Vice Mayor Spector, and Mayor Jensen for their many years of service to the Los Gatos community. To say their service was exemplary would be understating it. I counted a little different than Mr. Shepherdson. I had Marcia 12 years on the Planning Commission and 12 years on council, and whatever the number is. And then I had Vice Mayor Spector at 8 years on Planning Commission and 16 years on council. The numbers are too big to count and get them right. You know, whatever the number is, it's an amazing longevity for unpaid volunteer positions. I'm impressed. It's very clear that you really love their community, and your community loves you. It's extremely grateful for all that you have done. Barbara has fought for and achieved many things for our town, but what I think transcends everything is the way she conducted herself and influenced the rest of us to conduct ourselves. Although we did not always agree, we always debated with civility. From the beginning of my time on council, I always felt that strong influence pushing us to conduct ourselves in a manner that is befitting of community leaders. I believe this is a big reason the council has become such a strong performing team. Thank you, Barbara, for all you've done for Los Gatos, but especially thank you for how you've helped me shape myself as a council member. I hope this legacy can carry into our next council. Marcia, I would like to thank and congratulate you on a successful but difficult year as mayor. I give you credit particularly for pivoting out of your comfort zone to lead us through this COVID crisis. I know you felt strongly that everyone should attend council meetings and commission meetings in person, and then COVID hit and nothing was in person. So you quickly adjusted to reality and led us through a transition of how the town conducts business, in addition to all the other great things we got done. COVID also required all new messaging and direction that you took in stride. I appreciate how you invited the other council members to make video messages to our town residents. And you should also be commended for your leadership getting the town to provide assistance to other, to the businesses and to the other organizations to help those in need, and especially, for the food need. For my 6 years serving on the council, the top two takeaways I got from the mayor and as Councilmember Jensen was to remember that we are making decisions for the whole town, not just those that took the time to communicate to us. And two, don't shy away from the hard decisions, even if they're controversial. In all of my 6 years on council, I've only worked with the same council members. It's been a journey. At first, it seemed like what I said had no effect on others' votes. But as we worked together, got to know each other, I learned what was really important to the other council members, and they learned what I was passionate about. As we gained trust in each other, this allowed us to support each other's positions and passions. I'll close by saying that it's a little bit sad, it's a lot sad, to see our council family splitting up, and especially sad to only be able to give virtual hugs to my outgoing colleagues that I've spent so much time, learned so much from, and even had some fun with over the past 6 years. I wish you well in your next endeavors.
Thank you, Rob. I think that means that Barbara and we're gonna zoom to the bottom of the squares, correct, Ms. Perfetti? All right, here we go.
And if Maria, Mary, and Matthew will turn your videos on now. So we'll do the oath of office, and we're going to do them one at a time, and we'll start with Mary Badami.
There. You ready?
Ready.
This is your oath of office. Okay. Repeat after me. I, Mary Josephine Badami,
I, Mary Josephine Badami,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California.
and the Constitution of the State of California.
And I take this obligation freely,
And I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
discharge the duties about which I'm about to enter.
Excellent.
Thank you. And Arn, if you can show the certificate of election, please. So Mary, this will be sent to you.
Thank you.
And we'll move on to Matthew.
Hello, my wife, Quitran, will administer the oath.
Okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Matthew Hudis, do solemnly swear
I, Matthew Hudis, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
and I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Arn, if you'll show his certificate, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll move on to Maria.
I, my husband Warren, will be administering my oath of office.
I, Maria Ladle Risto, do solemnly swear
I, Maria Ladle Risto, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations. Arn, if you'll show Maria's certificate. Thank you. And now I need a motion for our mayor. Mr. Rennie?
Thank you, Clerk. I'd like to make a motion to nominate Councilmember Sayak. She is an excellent choice for all the reasons that Mayor Jensen mentioned. Her last year as mayor was highly successful, and she has gained even more leadership experience since then as president of the Peninsula Division of the League of Cities and as first vice president of the Cities Association. In addition, in her new role in her day job as executive director of Cassie Bay Area provides her unique insights she will bring to the job of mayor. As we recover from COVID, Los Gatos is going to need a passionate and caring leader like Council Member Sack, soon to be Mayor Sack, hopefully.
Thank you, Mr. Rennie. Do I have a second? Council Member Badami. You're muted.
I second the motion. All the reasons stated by Councilmember Rennie and as previously stated by Mayor Jensen. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Badami. Okay. Are there any questions on the vote? Any discussion? All right, we'll do a roll call vote. Councilmember Risto?
Yes.
Councilmember Hudes?
Yes.
Thank you. Councilmember Badami?
Yes.
Councilmember Rennie?
Aye.
And Councilmember Sayak?
Aye. Thank you.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Mayor Sayak, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you. And as mayor, I am going to go ahead and take the liberty of making the motion to appoint Council Member Rob Rennie as the 2020-2021 Vice Mayor. He and I have developed a great partnership over the past 6 years, and I really look forward to his support and his partnership as we continue the work that we've already discussed, but most importantly, the work that he and I both believe in with regards to sustainability, economic vitality, and regional representation. So I make the motion and I look to council for a second on the motion. Councilmember Risto, is that a second to the motion?
Yes, I'll second that motion.
Thank you. And as we have been doing previously, I'll take a roll call vote. Councilmember Badami?
Yes.
Councilmember Hudes?
Yes.
Councilmember Risto?
Yes.
Councilmember Rennie?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. And so congratulations, Vice Mayor Rennie. It passes unanimously as well.
Thank you.
So now Isabella Scott will perform the oath of office for the mayor and vice mayor.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I
Aye.
I, Mariko Sayok,
I, Rob Rennie,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States,
to the Constitution of the United States,
to the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, council members. Vice Mayor Rennie, again, as I stated when I appointed you as Vice Mayor, I'm really looking forward to your partnership and continuing the work that we've already done. Council members Badami, Hudis, and Risto, congratulations. And I really look forward to working with each of you as we guide our town through this transition, through the pandemic, and through the many challenges that we've touched upon already, from wildfires to the sad understanding that many of our own neighbors do not feel welcome in their own town. I am truly confident that all three of you will fit in well and that we will have a great working relationship. To our town residents and businesses, we have a tough road ahead of us, but I'm determined to guide us through these challenges and to emerge as a stronger community. Now is the time for all of us, council, staff, our community partners, and most importantly, all of you that live and work in this wonderful town to come together as a community and to really think of how we can help one another. We can determine how we will carry ourselves through this pandemic. We can determine how we carry ourselves as a town. We can shape what our town will look like in the future. And all of us can do our part to keep Los Gatos special. Never underestimate the big importance of small things. So wear your mask, check in on your neighbors, support your local businesses, and most importantly, be kind to one another. Let the green signs throughout the town remind us, we got this, Los Gatos. And as I constantly tell people, never underestimate the big importance of small things. Please never underestimate how hard I will work for all of you this year. And I'm really looking forward to being your mayor. Thank you. Vice Mayor Rennie, would you like to say anything?
Sure. I don't want to upstage the mayor, so I'll keep it short. I just want to say I really look forward to supporting you in your role. I enjoyed it last time when we were mayor and vice mayor. I think really think quite a bit alike, or of like minds. So I'm really going to enjoy this year. I also want to welcome our new council members. I'm kind of excited. As I said, I've had the same council members for my 6 years on council. Now it's all new. I look forward to the new perspectives that each of you brings, and I look forward to us building working relationships and becoming a high-performing team and doing great things for Los Gatos. Thank you.
Councilmember Badami, welcome, congratulations, and would you like to say some words?
Thank you. I'm honored to serve on this council and excited to work with all of you. We do have challenges ahead and work to do, but by working together, certainly our future is bright. I look forward to listening and learning and serving the community we all love. And thank you so much, Town of Los Gatos, for the opportunity.
Thank you. Councilmember Hudis, welcome and congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor and Vice Mayor, and congratulations to you as well. I had the unique opportunity to seek office in Los Gatos during a crisis. And, the town goes back to incorporation in 1887, and there have been other crises as well. But I came to appreciate that I would be following in the footsteps of some very strong and dedicated leaders who, as I do, love Los Gatos for its unique character and its spirit. And I appreciate what I've learned from service with my fellow planning commissioners and former mayors and council members. And I especially want to call out Barbara Spector and Marcia Jensen, who've devoted themselves to Los Gatos over many years of service and just tonight have completed their last term. But I'd also like to thank Sandy Decker, Tom Ferrito, Joanne Benjamin, Bren Ventura, Joe Przynski, and Steve Leonardis, and many others. But speaking directly to our residents, I want to thank you so much for being shelter-in-place residents and for electing me during this time. I've had the opportunity to connect with many of you, and I look forward to carrying forward your thoughts and ideas onto the council to make Los Gatos an even better place to live. We've discussed many, many things, from recovery and revival on the other side of COVID, to wildfire safety, to developing a more diverse and inclusive community, to creating opportunities for our 60+ residents, and for protecting our hillsides and historic resources. The ideas have been not only concrete, but also inspiring, and I will work to carry them forward. I also want to say a huge thank you to my wife, Qui, and our children, Colette and Simon. And I'd like to also congratulate my new colleagues on the council, Mary Badami and Maria Risto, who bring energy and experience to the council. So again, directly to residents, as a council member, probably the most important thing is that I will be available to you. I will listen, I will take your calls, and I'll listen and bring forward your ideas and concerns. And I'm ready to go to work to help strengthen our financial discipline and transparency and preserve the value, beauty, and character that makes Los Gatos so special.
Thank you, Councilmember Hudes. And Councilmember Risto, welcome and congratulations.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I am happy and honored to join the town council. I want to thank the residents for the confidence and trust you've placed with me with your vote. And I want to thank my family, my campaign team, and my friends for their support. It's just starting. I look forward to working with my fellow council members and our town staff in serving the residents and business community of Los Gatos. 2020 has certainly been a surprising and challenging year for everyone. I'm grateful for the hard work and accomplishments that were achieved under the leadership of former Mayor Marcia Jensen and Vice Mayor Barbara Spector, along with our new mayor, Mariko Sayak, and Vice Mayor Rob Rennie. You have each inspired me so much over the last several years. Together, our council has done an incredible job this past year, collaborating with the Chamber of Commerce, businesses, and residents to address the challenges brought to Los Gatos. I believe Los Gatos is in a better position than many nearby municipalities due to your efforts. While Mariko and Rob are going to have some extra work with 3 new council members, I know the experience and dedication of my fellow council members, Mary Badami and Matthew Hudes, are going to help us continue to move forward. Having spoken with a large number of residents and business owners during my campaign, I understand that my priorities of active transportation, workforce and affordable housing, economic vitality, environmental sustainability, and racial and socioeconomic diversity are shared by a large number of Los Gatans. Many of these concerns were only widely voiced this year. My top goal is to keep residents and the business community engaged as we collaborate to address the challenges facing our town. One of my favorite parts of campaigning over these past several months is meeting with people, especially at the plaza during the farmers market. Once the weather warms up a bit and COVID abates, I plan to set aside one Sunday a month to be available at the market again. I won't have my campaign sign with me, but I may be wearing my pink ears. That's how you'll find me. I'm also generally around on the trails, walking, biking, and I'm always happy to talk with people. To my fellow council members, I'm ready to work with you. To the residents of this town, please remain engaged. As we've heard many times this year, it takes a town. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Risto. And I do have to, oh yes, Councilmember Badami.
I'm sorry, but I just have to add that I would be remiss if I didn't thank Pat Tillman, who I failed to introduce when he swore me in. So Pat Tillman, thank you for also not only swearing me in, but also running my campaign for me. So thank you.
Thank you. And a thank you really to all and everyone's family members, because it really is, as Vice Mayor Rennie said, we are a family, and that extends to our own families as they continue to support us as we do the work. I see 2 attendees that are special within our own family, and I'd like to call them over and have them give them a chance to speak. Supervisor Mike Wasserman.
Unmute. There we go. Can you hear me, Mayor?
Yes, welcome.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations to you, Maria. Great seeing you, Rob, and Laurel and Rob. Good seeing all of you. And I want to congratulate Maria, Mary, and Matthew. Congratulations. I would have gotten on a little earlier. My mom spilled boiling soup on herself. And I've been talking with the nurses, and we just finished that. So it's great to get on here and see Maria in her ears. And I got a chance to hear Rob speak and Mary speak and Matthew speak. I wish you all the very best of luck. I look forward to working with you the next 2 years from the county and the town working together. The next 2 years are going to be better than this last year, I guarantee you. And together we're all going to do great things for our mutual constituents. Congratulations, everyone, on this evening. Best wishes, and whenever you need to get in touch, reach out to me, and I know I can do that with you. Thank you all very, very much. Take care.
Thank you, Supervisor Wasserman, and thank you for being a great supporter and partner for the town of Los Gatos.
Thanks, Madam Mayor.
And Mr. Leonardis, a former council member and mayor, and now town manager of our neighbor Montserrino. Welcome. Mr. Leonardis, if you could unmute yourself. Ms. Neese, are you able? Oh, there we go. Mr. Leonardis? Ms. Neese, are you able to unmute Mr. Leonardis?
He is unmuted. I'm not sure why we can't hear him.
Okay. Okay, well, unfortunately, Mr. Leonardis, we are not able to hear you, but I'm going to assume you're going to extend congratulations to our new council members. And if there is an opportunity for you to share what you wanted to share in writing, we'd love for you to forward that on, and I will make sure that all of our council members receive that. So. Meanwhile, I would like to again thank our wonderful staff. As has already been said, none of the work that we have done and will do is not possible without our staff. And so with that, I would like to give everyone a very good night, very good evening. Again, for Honorable Spector and Jensen, if you're still watching, many, many thanks for your years of service. We will be back here next week and the work continues. And to the town, please know that your leadership team, as you see us here today, we are doing all we can to make sure that we will get through this together. Good night, everyone.